Welcome to Six Figure Trucker, the podcast where we share advice on how to be successful in trucking and have fun while doing so. We'll share stories, news, and advice on how to earn six figures in trucking, and we'll speak to guys and gals that are already doing so. Let's get to the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. And if you join us each week, you know this is a space where we elevate and celebrate the driver. Last week, we had Malik Beverly on. Malik joins us again this week. Malik, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
And now, Malik, we kind of focused last week on wintertime driving, snow, sleet, freezing rain, ice on the road, that kind of thing. He's sitting at home right now in the comfort of his home, in the warmth of it there in Valparaiso, Indiana. Now, we talked a little bit before we got on the podcast. There's some things you do when you're at home that take your mind off the road. Tell us a little bit about understand music is very important to you.
Yeah, so I've been doing music for about 5 years. Yeah, I've been doing music since I was 20. Oh, we're going on 8 years. Zach, I've been doing music for a while. I've been doing music for 8 years. I started taking it serious though about say about 3 years ago, 4 years ago, when I started actually releasing music on like live on like platforms and stuff.
Now, what attracted you to music? A lot of people get into music. For you, what pulled you into it?
So I grew up at the church, and I've always was captivated by like music, live instruments, just the way like the band played or the singers. Because my church, we had really good singers, and I always, it made me just want to write music. So I started writing music when I was like 13 years old.
Okay.
And I had a big binder with a whole bunch of pages in it. Just wrote music. I wrote gospel music, and I ended up throwing it away because I didn't think it was really good. So I threw it away, and then I used to listen to a lot of Kurt Franklin, Hezekiah Walker, honestly, Byron Cage. I just listen to all those people, and I don't know, they just inspire me. I always like just being around music. Music is one thing that I've always loved. Like I can say, I've always had a true passion for it.
Now, speaking of loving it, having that passion for it, you just recently bought a new guitar.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
What'd you get?
I got an electric guitar. It's blue. It's blue with like a hint of red. I mean, with a hint of black. So I didn't want to be I didn't want to be basic because they had it either all black or they had this blue one, and it was really nice. So I last night I made this little tune. I was just practicing because I don't know how to play guitar. So I've just been teaching myself. I got a book. My friend, she gave me this book, and I just been looking at it, trying to get my fingers to go on the fretboard the right way.
Right.
My strum. I'm trying. It's difficult getting your fingers in your strumming hand to go at the same time and get a nice tune going and get your fingers to move a certain way that they never moved before. But also, I used to play a violin when I was a kid. I played
Right.
violin when I was I went to a performing arts school, so I played violin from kindergarten to second grade.
Gotcha. I had a guitar once and it didn't really ever launch, never really took off. My grandmother gave me one and I
Yeah.
just didn't stick with it long enough. But anyhow, this is Malik Beverly joining us here on the Six Figure Trucker, brought to you by Norton Transport. Malik's been with us almost 4 years, and he's a musician. And I heard one of your songs before we got going there, a song called When We Ride. Tell us
Yeah.
about that song.
So that's a song I made last year, and I was sitting down at a gas station. I was sitting down at a truck stop, and I heard this beat when I was driving because I usually listen to beats while I drive because I don't really listen to secular music no more. So I really don't like listening to music at all. Like I just like listening to beats. So I usually play beats while I'm driving, and I came across this beat, and I was just like, dang, like this is a really nice beat. And I sat down, and I was like, okay, what's something? I asked Most High, like, what you want me to talk about? And it talks about even like I'm riding with you, like no matter what, you know. I'm like, you've been my rock like forever, like you've been with me forever. So it's like I know you're not gonna leave me, and why would I treat you a certain way? So it's a song about just riding with him.
Now, if somebody wanted to listen to that song, get a little taste of Malik Beverly's music, how can they find it?
You can find me on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, all the major streaming platforms.
Okay. So if they just type in When We Ride Malik Beverly, there it is.
Yeah, so you type in "When We Ride," it'd be Malek. It's spelled Melech, and then you
Okay.
type in the messenger.
Okay. Now I've noticed that you've kind of woven in your conversation Most High, and that kind of is tied into your song, your music.
Mhm.
Um, you and I were talking too. You've taken a step of leadership with that, as far as you've evolved someone into becoming a teacher.
Yeah.
Tell me
So
about that.
yeah, so it's something that the Most High he just kind of just dropped on me. Like it's not something that I was looking for. I was looking to be, a teacher or a leader. It's kind of something that just happened. So I know at a point in time last year, I stayed over the road for like 30 days.
Oh,
And
wow.
that was a whole process that I had to go through with a redemption journey that I was on. And when I came back, I didn't want to be really around anybody. And me and my friends that came over, and because we keep the Sabbath, we do our worship on a Saturday. So they came over, had a Sabbath, and from there we kind of just kept having our Sabbaths together. And then we had somebody new who we had just met, and he brand new in the walk. He had nobody to teach him, and I just started making lessons. Just started making lessons on, like, what our walk is about. The Sabbath day, the Most High, just teaching. Like the first lesson I ever did was me with him. Was him? It was him and my wife, and I did a study on emotions. And just because I've been in this walk for like what 5 years. It's been 5 years. So like my foundation was with an assembly. I was under a pastor at a point in time, and we always had a foundation in the scriptures. So then once we left them, we went with our this other person that I knew. And we stayed with them for like a year, learned a little bit more, and then it's just kind of all these things just kind of cultivated into our own thing. And so it just kind of happened
I
out of the
got
blue.
you. How much does your life on the road, things you may run into, like last week we were talking about all the weather and that kind of thing. How much, I mean, experiences you have on the road, how much does that factor into maybe topics you might teach about?
Yeah, so yeah, it actually a lot. I always tell my assembly, I'll be like, look, y'all, this week is crazy. Because we always ask, people at our assembly, like, hey, how was y'all week? Because that's important. You want people to feel heard. So, when you usually get to me, I always tell them, like, hey, look, being over the road is it's insane. It's crazy, but I was like, it has its upsides to it. And a lot of them think I'm crazy for driving, this long. They be like, man, you crazy? I can't drive that long. And I'm like, it's not that bad. But I always tell them about, outside, and like, the type of people that I meet or run into, and how, I could either teach them about the Most High, yeah, or I could just, be a light to somebody.
All right. Well, Malik, you've definitely been a light to us. We appreciate you sharing your time with us, music and your faith experiences there, what you're teaching now. And we'll talk to you again down the road, no pun intended. But I did want to ask you, you've already got your load planned for next week, or I guess this week now.
Yeah.
Where do you start off?
So I'm starting off, and so I picked up my truck at Streeter. I'm going to Buffalo tomorrow, and drop
Mm,
that truck off, and then I got another truck I got to pick up in Buffalo that's going to Connecticut, and then I got another truck in Connecticut that's going down to Georgia. So
okay.
I got my moves planned out till Tuesday. Yeah, I got my move. No, Wednesday. I got my moves planned out till Wednesday right now.
Okay. Well, most importantly, stay safe and stay warm out there. Malik, we're very happy, very pleased to have you as a driver with Norton Transport. And thanks for being a guest here on our podcast.
No problem.
All right. Take care, man.
Yes, sir.
Six Figure Trucker is brought to you by Norton Transport. Norton Transport is a drive-away trucking company that customers can rely on. It offers excellent independent contract driving opportunities to professional, courteous, and qualified drivers that can provide the kind of service we deliver. If you're interested in learning more about Norton or just want to subscribe to the show, check out 6-figuretrucker.com. That's 6-figuretrucker.com.